Alrighty, you tell me, when do we want to kick off? Minute or so?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do it? Alrighty.
Yeah, we can do it. Absolutely.
Sure. So, hi everyone. I'm Elizabeth from the Wade and Wendy team. I'm also one of the conference organizers. So, we're really excited about today's conversation, creating authentic in the new remote world. So, I'd like to introduce Alykhan Rehmatullah, CEO and co-founder of Altru, who will be leading the discussion today. So enjoy, and please make sure if you have any questions, you can use the chat tab under the session tab. You'll be able to ask anything over there, and enjoy.
Perfect. Thanks, Elizabeth. By the way, Elizabeth, when I'm going through this, if if you can't see my screen for whatever reason, just let me know in case there's a hiccup. But for everybody on the screen share today, really great to connect with you. I am Ollie Khan. I'm the CEO and founder at Altru. If you're not aware of Altru, we are a talent attraction solution based on employee-generated video. So our software allows companies to create authentic video content from their employees. We also allow companies to edit, moderate, and distribute that content into their career sites, their job descriptions, email, and social media as well. So today, we really wanted to talk about the importance of creating content, creating authentic content in the new remote world that we live in, and kind of show you a little bit of how we're working with some of our companies to both create and distribute this content. So with that, we can get right into it. Before, as I share my screen here, before we get into kind of what Altru does from a product perspective, we really wanted to touch on some of the really industry trends that we've seen over the last 3 to 5 years. So really, over the last 3 to 5 years, we have seen a number of consumer marketing trends really shift into TA. And if we think about this, we started with this idea of personalized shopping experiences. So think of companies in consumer like Amazon that really had won. And that's where we saw the rise of recruitment marketing platforms, right? You think of companies like Smashfly, Phenom People, Talent Brew, et cetera. And then we really switched into the idea of chatbots, right? So you couldn't really get to a consumer site without seeing a chatbot. And now you see a number of chatbots in TA. You think of a number of companies out there. And the third inflection point that we felt was really critical to get right in TA was this idea of influencer marketing. So in consumer, we know this to be the way companies market their products through people instead of TV commercials. And we felt that in TA, this is actually more relevant because in TA, our product is what? It's the job, right? It's people-centric experiences. And through our research, we also know that, look, your candidates trust your people significantly more than they trust your company. So how can we make it so that our people become the face of our company's brand, but also ensuring that the company gets to maintain its brand identity and pursue its brand strategy as well? The final component of our research centered around the medium of distribution. And what we found is that, look, video has now become the dominant form of media in how we produce, consume, and share our knowledge. So if a company like Cisco tells us that video will be 84% of all the internet here in 2020, then our clients and our partners know and understand that their video strategy needs to evolve. So this is kind of a short list of some of the clients that we work with today. What you'll notice here is that we don't really have an industry focus. It's more of a large enterprise focus. And really what we've seen from a client perspective is historically when our clients looked at video, they were limited to the left side of the screen. It had to be professional video, meaning that they had to hire a production team. They had to take a huge time investment and a huge capital investment just to get to one video, right? However, most of our clients, right, we have a holistic search of micro strategies, right, that lead up to our approach. And it's no longer relevant for me to create a 1 3-minute sizzle video on why my company is so great, right? Because of all of these different personalized experiences that we need to capture our candidates' attention. So that's really where we set to solve for. The other important aspect is we want to help our companies scale, right? If you think about the era of remote work that we live in today, scaling video also allows you to set up different experiences depending on where candidates sit within the funnel. And so we started to think about at Altru, how can we actually create different products that are dependent on where candidates sit within the funnel? And actually got a few notes from our friends at Intel on kind of this idea of the infinity loop, right? And so when we think about the infinity loop, we are now transitioning from what was once a one-way funnel into more of a continuous loop of engagement. And what I mean by that is it's not just important to attract candidates at the top of funnel or to convert them at the job description, but you actually need different touch points in order to convert candidates to employees and then have your employees become advocates within the company and actually create content that translates back to new candidates. So more on that in a bit. But if we get into the product itself and really the different ways that we're engaging candidates from an experiential standpoint, this is our first product. We call this our Attract product. And effectively, we embed our content into your company's career site through one line of code. We integrate with 8 of the major recruitment marketing platforms out there. And here on the bottom right is All True. When I launch All True, this is actually going to launch me into a page of content that shows my employee stories based on questions and prompts that have been given. So a few things to note here is that this page actually sits within the site itself. So we don't want to detract away from your experience. And then secondly, what you'll notice is that each of these videos have tags associated with them. So from a candidate perspective, if you think about the same way that you and I shop on e-commerce today, it's the same way that we wanted candidates to learn about your company. So as a candidate, I can say, well, I want to learn about Box in New York. And I'd only see employees from New York. Or maybe I want to learn about engineering at Box, and I'd only see engineering specific videos. So you think about your high volume roles, your hard to fill roles, or even thematic initiatives that you're looking to market, we can make those kind of a top priority here. The second element is that we actually closed caption all of our content for ADA compliance and WCAG compliance. And those closed captions have allowed us to build out an intelligent search. So now as a candidate, I can literally just start typing in what I want to learn about from a company perspective. And I can be led to either a video or a set of videos that are relevant to my intent. And so effectively what happens here is that employees are nominated to create these videos by the company. Then the videos get sent for approval. And once those videos are approved, they get closed captioned by All True, they get tagged by All True, and then they get placed onto a page like this. So it really helps for your candidates to be able to learn through micro sets of content and through different and unique perspectives from a company basis. The other aspect of this is that you'll notice that each of these videos has a unique call to action here as well. So when we think about this from a funnel standpoint, I now have learned about the company maybe on the homepage or on page specific content, but then maybe I click to learn more. And here what we can do is we can actually go into a job description now. So this is All True's job description integration, where we're actually embedding video content directly into the job descriptions on these recruitment marketing platforms. And what's more is that the content is actually mapped to specific job categories, job locations, or even unique job requisitions. You'll notice Angela here is an engineer at the company, and her video will be linked to an engineering job description. So it's really helped for our clients to be able to bring personalized media into their job descriptions, which are their highest traffic page on their site. So we've seen upwards of 26% increases in conversion rates when the videos are on the job descriptions. And our clients have also benefited from between 75 to 100% increases in organic SEO traffic. And what we're seeing here is that your company is actually being rewarded for having video on your landing pages because of the search engines. The search engines of the world will SEO you higher for video. Secondly, because we close caption our content, you also get rewarded for accessibility as well. So that's kind of our second product, is embedding right into the job description. Now, let's say I click apply and I qualify for an interview. Well, usually what happens is I'm contacted by a recruiter about the interview process, and that generally happens through email. So in our third product, this is actually our email integration, where now recruiters and hiring managers can actually embed All True right into email communication with candidates. This could be to help them prepare for their interview process, or if you think about one step later, it could also be to help onboard new employees. Email is what we found is the most frequent form of communication that we're using at work. And so we're amplifying email messaging through authentic video here. And this can be done on a one-to-one basis, but it can also be done on a one-to-many basis, where we create specific playlists depending on audiences that you might want to be engaging with. And so here what we're doing is we're actually integrating with the CRMs out there, those same companies, Smashfly, Phenom, Talent Brew, etc., Jibe, to embed video right into their CRM, which then allows us to segment our audiences that we want to nurture and create customized content from a playlist standpoint as well. So that's kind of a quick overview of our front-end facing products. If we think about how this works from the employee side, effectively what happens is employees are nominated to create these videos, and they can do this through their phone or the computer. This is obviously done through the phone. And we want to ensure that we give employees the ability to have the right direction and guidance of the content that they're creating. So we have these overlay features so employees know exactly where to position themselves, and they know that they might need to leave room on this side from a branding perspective. Now, once these videos get created, they actually get sent to our admin console for approval. And so now from an administrative perspective, admins at the company can review these videos and approve or reject them. Because we closed caption the content, we also run sentiment analysis. So here we plug into IBM Watson to assess both the positive and negative sentiment coming from the employee. And this, because it's user generated and it's built to scale, the sentiment analysis is going to allow you to moderate your content in the right way, just to ensure that you have the parental oversight coming in. And then lastly, we have our lab. So our lab actually allows you to add branding to the content coming in the form of images, logos, and text boxes, and more. So here what I can do after the video has been created, I can come in to grab my logo. Maybe we switch over to our white logo because it looks better with this backdrop. I could even go through a quick scenario here where I say, I don't want my title. Instead, I want to add my closed captions. I want to brand my closed captions closer to maybe a CVS red that the company will generally use from a branding perspective. And then what I could do is, you'll notice that this side of the video is blank because of the instruction the employee was given. Maybe the employee talked about the office for the first 5 seconds of the video. So here what I can do is I can actually come in to embed an image of our office into the video. And it's a little bit big right now, so I'll just ask Altru to resize that. And I'll even say, only show this image from 3 seconds to 8 seconds on the video. So effectively what we built here is a lightweight production studio that allows you to add branding and storytelling components to the user-generated content coming in, just to increase content quality, right? And this has been really helpful for companies that have a social media strategy or want to amplify their social media strategy. So our last product and our last area of distribution is also allowing companies to distribute on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. We also allow companies to download the raw video file for things like Instagram and YouTube. So that's just kind of a quick overview of both the candidate flow as well as the employee flow. Really what we're trying to position our clients is, the way that we're trying to position for our clients is to ensure that they can take advantage of this infinity loop into the future. And so what I mean by that is, again, we know that it's important to attract candidates at the top of funnel. We know that we have to convert them at the job description stage. But if we think about in the middle of my interview process, what if I was able to get video interview advice from employees at the company? This is what one of our clients, L'Oreal, is doing today, where they actually send candidates a feed of interview advice conducted by their employees to increase their quality as a candidate, right? Once that you take that one step further, maybe I got an offer within the company. And after I got an offer within the company, well, then the business unit VP of that company could send me a video to congratulate me on my offer, really to help you increase your offer to acceptance rates from a hiring standpoint. And we think of this as personalization at scale. And what I mean by that is the business unit VP could create one video that congratulates everybody within that business unit that's received an offer, and that could go to every single candidate within that business unit. And so now you're personalizing the experience for your candidate, but it's also scalable where your VP doesn't have to create multiple videos. And then lastly, as a candidate, as I kind of alluded to earlier, we think about onboarding. And from an onboarding perspective, this is really unique if we think about the time that we live in, June of 2020, right? Because most of your employees are likely being onboarded virtually. So how do we create an experience where it feels like as an employee, I'm stepping into the office on day one when I'm truly no longer stepping into the office? This really allows for these email templates to come in where as an employee, I can meet my team before my first day, right? Or if we think about from a campus recruiting standpoint, you might extend an offer in August or September of 2020, and your employee start date doesn't start until May of 2021, right? So how do we continue to engage our candidates in the 8 to 9 months from when they receive the offer to when they start at the company? And this could be communicating the benefits of the company, communicating the expectations, or even just learning more about the company culture, again, being done through email. So that is just a kind of a quick overview of the product and the service that we offer to our clients. Really what we've seen from an ROI standpoint are 3 main metrics, right? So from a career site perspective, we've seen up to a 38% increase of time spent on the career site when AllTrue's videos are being shown on your career site and within your CRM. This is really going to allow for your candidates to be able to educate themselves more and embrace themselves more into your company's culture. Secondly, we've seen up to a 26% increase in conversion rates when you put the videos on the job descriptions, right? Your highest traffic page on your site, we want to ensure that you're optimizing for conversion. And then lastly, as I alluded to earlier, we're also seeing a significant increase in organic SEO traffic because of putting videos on your landing pages in the search engines of the world, really rewarding you for having video. So that is a quick overview of AllTrue and the way that we are working with clients, especially in today's world that we're living in, and why, most importantly, it's important to be creating authentic and organic content from your employees to really optimize for your candidate experience. So that's it for me. More than happy to answer any questions that you guys might have. And so I'm just taking next question here. The individual creator approach of YouTube. Yeah, that's exactly right, Nick. We wanted to take this idea of almost influencer marketing that you see in consumer and blend that into the talent acquisition space, right? Because fundamentally, we think it's really important for the people to become the face of the brand instead of maybe, you know, a communication style video or even a professional video that renders more like a TV commercial. Vanessa, more than happy to give you a preview of the software. I just put my email address in the chat, and then alltruelabs.com is our website as well. That will also give you some more information. But more than happy to get in touch. So question from Nick, have you found that applying a leaner approach to production value has increased candidate empathy and relatability with the company? Yeah, it's a really great question, Nick. We're actually seeing, so we A/B test our videos against professional videos. One of our clients, Charter Spectrum, big cable company that I'm sure most of you have heard of, they will actually use AllTrue videos in social media. And we've seen that AllTrue's user-generated videos will perform anywhere from 250 to 300% higher than the professional videos that are being created by Spectrum as well. And so, one, to your point, it's faster, it is less time-consuming and less expensive from an asset standpoint, but also it performs higher at a higher rate. And really, what we're seeing is that candidates are just demanding more authentic content coming from the employees so they can empathize with the company's culture. Is there a video? So question from Eddie, is there a video to send to the candidate who got rejected? Yeah, there absolutely can be a workflow that's set up to disposition candidates as well. And we actually recommend that to a lot of our clients. I think what we're seeing with a lot of our clients is you likely won't be communicating with the vast majority of your candidates. So how do you disposition them with empathy? And yeah, there absolutely, that workflow can be set up just like the same workflow can be set up when you when a candidate receives an offer and you want to send them a video to congratulate them. These are great questions. All right, I think my time is up here. I appreciate the feedback as well, but I think I have to hop. My email is in the chat. Would love to continue to engage or communicate with any of you. Feel free to shoot me a note, and happy to set up time. And otherwise, thanks to the Wade and Wendy team and the RAC conference for having me today.